If you hate credit repair companies like I do and you're trying to fix your credit, stay tuned. I'm going to give you some free game that's going to help you out. Hey everyone, if you've been trying to work on your credit and you have barely been seeing any results, you need to go ahead and take a look at the workshop that I just opened up that is currently free so that you can learn where you went wrong while you were trying to work on your credit. During that lesson, you'll learn the 4 don'ts when it comes to working on your credit, the mistakes people make when writing dispute letters, why you shouldn't only dispute with the credit bureaus, and also the accounts that people waste time disputing. Not to mention, you'll get to see real results from a customer who used my methods and they were able to get their credit straightened out and bought a brand new home within 7 months. So go ahead and sign up for that training today. The link is going to be down in the bio. And while you're trying to work on your credit, you have to see all 3 of your credit reports and scores. And My Score IQ, a company that I use for myself and for all of my customers, has a $1 7-day trial so you can see your credit reports and scores so you can know where you stand, because you can't work on your credit without knowing what's going on all 3 reports. So please check out My Score IQ. The link to them is going to be down in the description as well. Hey everybody, Will Frazier here, your credit expert, bringing you the tips you need to get your credit back on track, because what goes down must come up. And if you don't want your credit score to drop 300 points right now, make sure you go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that you can get all notifications of videos that I drop like this. So if you're watching this video, more than likely you're trying to fix your credit, and you may have went to a credit repair company and gotten taken advantage of, which has led you to hate credit repair companies, and now you're trying to figure out how to fix your credit on your own. You're probably searching online, on social media, Googling things, watching YouTube videos, just trying to figure out what are the right steps to take to try to see some progress with your credit. And I can definitely understand the struggle that you may be going through. You know, you may be in a tight situation where you're trying to get approved for a house for your family because you need to get out of the neighborhood that you're in, or just because you want something better than what you have, you're tired of renting, or maybe your car is breaking down on you, you have to constantly get it fixed, you need to get a new car, or you just want to refinance your car because you have a crazy high interest rate on it and you're trying to bring it down to something more reasonable and lower your payment. And the only reason you're in this situation is because you ran into hard times. You may have lost your job, you may have went through a divorce, you may have also just not had the right financial education and made some mistakes using credit cards and things like that in the past, and it's coming back to haunt you right now while you're trying to accomplish some major financial goals. Either way it goes, you know you need to get out of this situation, and you're trying to do what you can to get in a better situation for you and likely your family. And like I said, I know this from personal experience, and also I have customers that have had the same experience themselves. And as a matter of fact, I'll show you a story from one of my customers in just a minute, who went to 2 different credit repair companies and wasted 2.5 years of her time and money. But first off, let me tell you, how do people get taken advantage of by credit repair companies? Well, the number 1 reason people get taken advantage of by credit repair companies is because you have a itchy ear. Now, what does that mean, you have an itchy ear? Basically, you have your back against the wall. You know you have to accomplish something and you have no idea of how to get it accomplished. So you're trying to get this extremely large obstacle, or at least that's how it looks, removed out of your life, and you're trying to get it done as fast as possible. So you've heard that credit repair is supposed to work like magic, and you have this itch that you're trying to get scratched, basically trying to take care of this obstacle and get to your financial goal that you're trying to achieve, that you really want and desire. And the first person that says something that scratches that itch, that sounds really good, that's what you're gonna go with. And you're gonna go with it because it sounds the best, and also usually because it's the lowest price option. It's usually gonna be one of those 2 things or a combination of the 2 things. So what is usually said by these credit repair companies that scratches that itch, it makes you go ahead and sign up with them and give them your money? Well, the top things that these companies say is, we can get everything removed off of your credit, and we can do it in 30 days or 60 days. Now, you can't tell me that that doesn't sound amazing. Everybody is always trying to get their student loans off, their inquiries off, late payments off, collections, charge-offs. And if somebody tells you that they can get everything off your credit that quickly, of course, that suits what you need in this situation, and that's gonna make you wanna go ahead and give this person your money. Now, a lot of times in that situation, either the company is gonna tell you, oh, if you just give us $300 one time, that'll be it, we'll get everything cleared up. Or they're gonna tell you, if you give us $1,000, $1,200 all at one time, then we'll get everything taken care of for you. Now, the problem with that is, a lot of times what ends up happening is that company will take your money and then they will end up disappearing on you. and then you won't be able to get them on the phone. You won't be able to get a hold of anybody or find anybody or talk to anybody about what's going on with your situation. Or if it's not that dramatic, basically you'll hear from them for the first month. You may even see some dispute results come in from the first month, but then after that, they disappear. You don't hear from them anymore, and then you can't contact anybody or get a hold of anybody anymore after that first month. Now, a lot of times what's happening when that happens is basically this company got your money, they didn't plan on doing anything, and then they just disappeared. Or this company went ahead and sent out one round of disputes, and then that's all they do, which it takes more than that to actually help a person see results with their credit. And now there are some times where a company will actually take a large amount of money from you, and you may actually see some results. You may actually see everything removed off of your credit report. But the problem with this is a lot of times when that is happening and it's happening that fast, it's usually because something illegal is done, because there are different laws out there when it comes to credit repair. And there's a particular law that says that if you say that everything on your credit report is fraud, they will remove it off your credit report really quickly because you said it was fraud. But they do their own investigation, and when they see that it wasn't fraud, they put it back on your credit report. This is where you hear about items coming back on a person's credit report. The only other time you hear of something like that is when a debt company resells the debt to another company, and that's also a rare instance. Now, this is usually the top situation that I hear happening between people. Either they're signing up with a company and they disappear, or they never hear from them, or they sign up with a company that makes big promises and they're doing something illegal to get the stuff done, or you just don't see any results at all after you've given the company money. And of course that leads to frustration and you being completely angry, and understandably angry and frustrated with credit repair companies in general, because there's usually a lot of bad information out there saying that all credit repair companies are a scam. And I really hate that it's like that, because there are bad companies out there in the industry, but it's just like any other industry where there are companies that may not operate as ethically as other companies, and they give those good companies that do operate properly a bad name. But because you're still trying to fix your credit, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a few tips that can help you get back on track with your credit. But you would probably want to take a look at my free course that I have available right now. It's linked down in the description, and basically I go over the things that you're doing wrong while you're trying to work on your credit, which are preventing you from seeing results as far as increases in your score, or things that you may have done to make your score go in reverse while you're trying to work on your credit. So again, that's a free class. It's linked in the description. You can get more detailed information on what you should be doing to work on your credit more properly to see better results. But before I go into those tips, let me go ahead and let you guys see my past customer that was able to actually see better results than what she saw from the two companies that she hired prior, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys those tips. Okay guys, so we're over here at the Clean Slate website, and I'm just showing you one of my past customers who saw good results with us, and she had a very good situation where she overcame a lot of things that most people that come to me are struggling with individually. She had a lot of stuff like that going on personally herself, so I thought she was a good situation to go ahead and document. And just to give you guys a rundown of what her situation was and what we kind of did for her, I'm gonna just read this off to you, and you can check this out on your own. I'll leave a link to this in the description of this video. But as you can see here, the situation, Vanessa was making good money with her job, but she didn't have good credit, and because of that, it was stopping her from getting things that she wanted, like trying to get a house, and it was taking a whole lot of money out of her pocket because of the extra interest that she was paying. And one thing being, she was paying 21% interest rate on her car, so of course that's a good bit of money extra out of pocket that she's paying every month. And eventually it got to the point where she did a calculation to see how much rent she had paid over 4 years, and she had paid about $30,000 in rent over 4 years for something that she will not ever own. So at that point she was like, okay, I have to do something about this. But she knew, of course, that her credit was going to get in her way, so she decided to go ahead and find a solution. So in trying to find a solution, she tried several options to try to improve her credit score. She tried a company in Georgia. She tried a company that was really big locally in Montgomery, and she didn't really see any results with them. And basically she spent about 2.5 years of her time and money trying to get results in seeing her credit improve so she can try to get her house and also do something about her car. And one day she was just browsing on Facebook and she was able to find lo and behold, my company. Now, what was the difference between us and those other companies? Well, she said she knew she made the right decision just by seeing that we would answer the phone, or at least get back to her in a reasonable amount of time. And usually if we don't get to you in the day that you call, we'll get back to you within 24 hours. So we really try to stay on top of that. But it's kind of a shame that her just seeing that we answered the phone or got back to her was how she knew that she was actually with a legitimate company, because you should be getting that from any company you go to. And the other part that let her know that she was actually seeing good results was when she actually saw some accounts come off of her credit report within the first 30 days. So of course she's really enjoying this. She's seeing results. She's been able to actually communicate with somebody about what's going on. So of course that put her in hog heaven, being able to see those things happen for her in the beginning. So then moving on, after sending out about 3 rounds of disputes, that's 30 to 40 days per round, she was able to see that her score improved enough that she got approved for a major credit card, which is really good. After we got to about 5 rounds of disputes, she was able to refinance her car, which was at 21% interest rate. She got it down to a 6% interest rate, and then later on she found a place that offered her 3% interest rate. Now what does that mean for her? Basically, it lowered her car payment by $140 a month. So what could you do with an extra $140 a month? And a lot of times I said people try to go for the lowest price credit repair company, but you really have to think about getting what you pay for, because no matter what you're paying for the credit repair company, if they are able to put money back in your pocket by helping increase your credit score, which lowers your interest rates, you are actually paying for the program if you're able to do something just as simple as this. And of course, I'm not saying you need to go and pay a whole bunch of money for credit repair either. I'm just saying that you should be trying to get value and not the cheapest thing out there. And also within that same month, she was able to get approved for her brand new home that no one else ever lived in. And that is exactly what she wanted. She got it in the neighborhood that she wanted to get a house in. And I can tell you she was ecstatic about that. And so in 7 months, we were able to do for her what she was not able to get accomplished with 2 different companies over 2.5 years. And of course, we're very proud of that. And as you can see up here, I was her realtor because I got my real estate license in Alabama and South Carolina. So I was her realtor for the transaction too. And of course, I was glad to help her through all stages of the process. And I did the same thing for several of my other customers too. And just to take you guys over to my appointment page, just so that you can have a look at that. On the appointment page, this is where you would go if you wanted to set a consultation with me. All consultations are done over the phone. This is a video of just a client who I was able to help as well, and just a little video of their home. And I'll go ahead and play this for you really quickly.
If you think the outside of this home is nice, just wait until you see the inside. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Will Frazier, and I'm a credit expert and a licensed realtor here in Alabama. And if you're watching this video, it's probably because you want to own a home like this yourself, and you may be wanting more space for your family, you want some privacy, or you just want to stop renting. And the owners of this home are people that I actually help with their credit, and I also help them as their realtor purchase this home. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you what you can do to try to improve your credit so that you can own a home like this yourself. But first, let's show you the inside.
And as you can see, it's really nice on the inside. It's a really, really big house with a man cave.
Over the past 5 years, I've helped people improve their credit with my company, Clean Slate Credit.
But yeah, that's just a little snippet of that. And you can see here that there's all the information that you need to know in regards to what you'll be looking at when you're trying to go through the appointment process, all the way to the consultation, who this is for, and what the process looks like once you actually get into the credit repair process. So all the information is there. All of the states that we can help are listed here too, because we can't help clients in every state, but you can find out what states we can help right here on the appointment scheduling page. And as you can see here, we were featured on We Buy Black. They did an article on me and the company on creditcards.com. They interviewed me for information about building credit after you've hurt your credit and gotten to credit card debt. And also, when I was in Alabama, the news station WSFA, they did a lot of interviews with me on different credit information, and you can find those interviews listed on my website so that you can see what information I was able to dispense to them on the news station. And if you click any of these logos, you'll be able to go to the information that was presented on any of those platforms. Also, going down here, you can see that these are a few more of my past customers. If you click any of their reviews, you'll be able to go to their Google review that they left and see everybody else's Google review that left a review for my company. But this is just to show you a few of the people that I've helped and just a piece of information about setting an appointment with the company. So if you are interested in getting some help with your credit, don't hesitate to reach out. The link to this page for an appointment will be listed in the description of this video. Now let's get back so I can give you some tips. Okay, so I hope you guys got some value from that information that I shared with you from my past client. And if you want to check it out, that case study that I did on her is going to be linked in the description as well. So now to give you some tips to help you out while trying to work on your credit that will help you drastically see better results while you're trying to work on it. The number one thing that you need to do is, of course, get your credit report. You need to get all 3 credit reports. And you need to make sure that you're going to have access to a fresh credit report every month. Now, a lot of people use the annual reports. They do have more access currently. I don't know if they've stopped it yet, but they did give people more access to more frequent credit reports. But you do need your credit reports and your scores. Ideally FICO scores, so that you can make sure that you're close to whatever score you need to see when you walk into the lender, because the scores at Credit Karma, because a lot of people use Credit Karma too, they don't give you FICO scores, and the difference between a FICO score and the score they have at Credit Karma can be anywhere from 20 points to 120 points from what I've seen. So what you want to do is make sure you have access to the most accurate credit scores, FICO scores. You want to make sure you have access to all 3 of your credit reports so that you can make sure that you clean up all 3, because you never know which credit bureau a lender that you go to is going to check. A credit union from a bank, and different credit unions and different banks may check different credit bureaus. You need to be prepared for whatever lender you go to, so you need to clean up all 3. So you have to get all 3 reports. You need access to them monthly so that you can try to see what has changed, what has been removed and what has not been removed on your credit report while you're building up your credit or working on your credit. Now, the best option for that is, of course, going to be credit monitoring. I do have an option for credit monitoring linked in the description for you if you need something and you don't already have an option to try to get all 3 reports and scores. Now, the second thing that I'm going to tell you guys to do when you're trying to work on your credit, what you want to do is you want to send disputes by mail. You don't want to send disputes online. You don't want to go to Credit Karma and do your disputes. You don't want to go to Experian, Equifax, TransUnion's websites and submit your disputes. Now, of course, that is the easy option. So, of course, people want to go with the easy option, but you do lose a lot of your rights that you have when you send disputes online. In some instances, there are little disclaimers when you send disputes online in the credit bureau sites that say that you can't sue them for any discrepancies or something like that on your credit report. And basically what that means is there are usually a lot of discrepancies on people's credit reports, and they know that. So by sending a dispute online and agreeing to that term that you're not aware of because nobody reads the terms and conditions, you end up losing out on being able to sue them should they not remove something that they should be removing. But not only that, there are a bunch of different laws out there that govern how credit repair works. There is the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, there's FACTA, there's TILA. There's a whole bunch of different laws out there that make certain claims of stuff that these lenders and collection companies and the credit bureaus have to be upheld to keeping these certain standards. And if they aren't doing what they're supposed to do, if they're not reporting how they're supposed to report, if they don't have certain documentation that they're supposed to have, all of those things are different reasons under the laws that you can dispute something on your credit report. But if you choose to do an online dispute, you are voiding your right to be able to do that, because they give you a few options and then you can only choose those options. So they know that there are more options, but they only give you a few to keep it simple for you. But really, because they don't want you to have all those access to all of those options to try to remove items off your credit report. And the third tip that I'm going to share with you is that you're going to have a lot of endurance when you're trying to work on your credit. A lot of people are trying to get things done as quickly as possible, but it can take time, and it can take a lot more time if this is your first time trying to do something like this. Just like you can defend yourself in court, but an attorney would of course have more knowledge of the laws and how the court system operates, how the judge and the jury operate, so they would be able to get things done a little bit faster, and they will probably be able to do a little bit of a better job than you would defending yourself in court. Same thing when it comes to credit repair companies. If you were to hire one, a legitimate one, they usually know how the consumer protection laws work. They are familiar with dealing with the credit bureaus and with the collection companies, so they kind of know how to operate things and how to properly do things and get them done in a faster way than a person would trying to do this for the first time by themselves. So it can take some time. You have to send paper disputes, of course, on a monthly basis until you are able to get items resolved as far as the issues that are going on with those items on your credit report. So again, it can take time. So you are going to need to have some patience with that. And those are the tips that I wanted to share with you guys that are going to help you in regards to trying to build up your credit, that are going to help you in regards to trying to fix your credit yourself. But again, if you need some more help, I have a free class linked in the description, fixing your credit and where you went wrong. So make sure you check that out so you can get some more information and try to expedite your results as far as trying to work on your credit. Now, if you guys would like to do a consultation with me at my company, Clean Slate Credit, where we do legitimate credit repair, you can check out the link in the description. It is just $1 that you pay to do a consultation with us, and that $1 goes for your credit monitoring that we use to check out your credit reports and FICO scores, and I will give you a thorough explanation on what we can and can't do, and I will be very transparent with you. I will not sell you a dream. I will not scratch that itch in your ear. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to hear and maybe some things that you don't want to hear in regards to your situation and getting your credit fixed. But that's how I am. I'm real transparent, and I don't tell people that I can do stuff for them that I can't do. And if you value that type of transparency and trying to see what someone can do to help you, please reach out to us. We'd love to help you with your credit situation, or at least get you on track and tell you what you can do to better your situation. By the time you're done with the consultation, of course, you'll know what needs to be done from A to Z in order to get you into a better situation, and I'll share that information with you whether I can help you or not. So again, that's going to be linked in the description, and if you enjoyed this video, I'm going to go ahead and send you to another video that will explain more to you about credit repair and different options for fixing your credit, so you can get an idea on what you may need to do to try to restore your credit. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you like it and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so that you can get all notifications of any videos I drop like this. And if you had any questions, make sure you leave those in the comments. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of the video. I'll see you guys next time.